Hi there. This is an introduction for you to use diaphragmatic breathing. And for those of you who don't know, the diaphragm is a big muscle which divides the thoracic cavity up here, the chest, and the abdominal cavity. And it's a big sheet of muscle which has a big part to play in breathing. And when the diaphragm comes into action during breathing, it pushes down on the stomach. So the sheet of muscle normally sits just above the solar plexus like a bell in between the two lungs, a bell or a V. And when you breathe into the base of your lungs, then the diaphragm has to come down. So it pushes on the abdomen. And in that movement, there's a stimulation on the digestive organs. So as you breathe into the base of your lungs, the diaphragm comes down. When you breathe out, it goes back up again. So the lungs are starting to fill down at the base. And you might think, well, we don't normally feel that movement. And you'd be right, because we don't always use the diaphragmatic breath. In fact, when you get older, it becomes more and more difficult because of sitting in front of screens and crunching up here. The diaphragm doesn't move as much as it should do because it is a muscle and it has to be exercised. And in that movement, it starts to stimulate all the digestive organs. If there's no stimulation here, no movement inside to increase the peristalsis, it's not as easy for the body to digest food. And we see this when you get nervous and you feel those butterflies in the solar plexus, and then everything starts to tighten up and it becomes difficult to even get interested in food because there isn't the stimulation of movement which happens when you're relaxed. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to breathe into the diaphragm. So if you'd like to, get yourself on the floor, face down, and put your elbows parallel to your ears, and one hand goes on top of the other and your forehead leans on top of the hands. So the position I'm in standing up, if I was lying down, I'd just literally relax onto the floor. And in that position, you can feel the movement that the breathing makes because you're pressing against the floor. So just see if you can identify where the movement is when you're lying face down on the floor. Nice straight spine, legs out, elbows parallel to the ears, relax the shoulders and just surrender to the floor